Pujo Kwabeji emphasized that safeguarding these hard-won gains is critical for the nation's financial future.
The Ministry of Finance has announced that Ghana has successfully completed the exchange of its outstanding Saderia notes. This major milestone resolves the final component of Ghana's sovereign bonded debt restructuring, bringing the country to the last stage of its external debt recovery. The transaction successfully restructures the remaining $117.8 million of bonds of the original $253.2 million issuance, originally issued to fund health sector projects. While celebrating the milestone, Kwabeji issued a strong reminder that the structural vulnerability of the past must not be allowed to repeat itself.
Going forward, prudent debt management coupled with sustained macroeconomic gains must be our watchword. We must not go back to the days of unsustainable debt and debt exchange program. I can tell you for a fact that the control environment, the ethical leadership, and the tone at the top has given we market players enough assurance that we will not get back to the days of unsustainable debt.
Despite his caution, the analyst offered high praise for the monetary and fiscal authorities.
In terms of our sovereign credit rating, currently we are rated B- with positive outlook, and so we expect this exchange to once again enhance our credit worthiness and by extension, enhance our credit ratings. We expect this to boost in and deepen investor confidence within Ghana's capital market. We need to commend the finance minister and the governor, Dr. Johnson Isiama, for their coordinated effort in bringing us to the end of the road.
The Ministry of Food and Agriculture says it has distributed more than 500,000 bags of fertilizer to farmers nationwide as part of efforts to cushion the sector against supply disruptions and rising prices linked to tensions in the Middle East. The ministry says the intervention is intended to ensure farmers have access to critical inputs during the current planting season, despite growing uncertainty in global fertilizer markets.
The Middle East is a key supplier of fertilizer and fertilizer feedstocks to global markets. Ongoing geopolitical tensions have heightened concerns over supply chain disruptions, higher shipping costs, and increased commodity prices.
That is why we adopted free fertilization this year as an emergency cushion, because we realized that the farmers did not get good prices for their produce. And so if you should allow them to go to the market and buy these inputs at the current price, it will reflect in the prices of food on our market.
According to the sector minister, so far, over 500 million bags of fertilizer have been distributed to farmers across the country to mitigate the impact of the situation.
We have so far distributed close to 500,000 bags, and we are still distributing. In fact, we want to capture all Ghanaian farmers, especially the peasant farmers, because they constitute about 80% of the Ghanaian farmer population. And so they are our target. They produce for you and I to be fed.
He spoke to the media on the sidelines of the official ceremony for the rehabilitation and restoration of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture headquarters as part of the 42nd National Farmers' Day celebrations.
The Chamber of Agribusiness Ghana is calling on the government to establish a clear long-term strategic roadmap backed by a decade of committed, sustainable financing to structurally transform the country's agricultural landscape. Speaking on the urgent need for systemic reform, the Chief Executive Officer of the Chamber, Anthony Morrison, emphasized that a structured 10-year commitment is essential if Ghana is to permanently resolve its food security challenges. According to him, such a framework is vital for ending persistent food shortages and successfully driving down the country's heavy reliance on food imports.
Fundamentally, the sector is having major challenges with purchases of rice. As we speak, we still have more than 500,000 metric tons of paddy rice dotted across the country. And from the north, New Ebibiasi, from the Apipe, and at the Dome Enclave, we still have a lot of rice. So we expect that the government to budget enough for us to be able to recoup all these parties in the system. As you may all be aware, we are also in our major season. In fact, major planting has already taken place. In addition to that, we want a very clear strategic roadmap towards transforming Ghana's agriculture sector. A roadmap that government will be committed towards sustainable financing for the next 10 years. If we are to address our food shortages, reduce imports, whether we're looking at import substitution, then critically integrate engineering, mechanization, and irrigation.
That was the voice of Anthony Morrison. He's CEO of the Chamber. We'll now take a look at how the cedi is faring against major trading currencies and how some of key commodities are also faring on the global market.
On the interbank foreign exchange market, the dollar is selling at 11 cedis, 52 pesos. It gained 3 pesos. The British pound is selling at 15 cedis, 42 pesos. It gained 7 pesos. The euro is selling at 13 cedis, 16 pesos. It also gained 18 pesos. However, be guided that these figures could be higher at the Forex Bureau near you. On the global commodities market, Brent crude is trading at $85 per barrel. Gold is trading at $4,051.80 per ounce, up by $49.41. Cocoa is trading at $5,806 per ton, down by $36.
Well, that was an update from the Forex and commodities market, and that'll be all for the business news on Sunrise. For more business stories, please check out our website, 3news.com. I am Christabel Success Treve. Thanks for listening. The rest of the Sunrise team are on standby.